Carl Jung, in his exploration of the mysteries of human personality, left us with a thought-provoking statement. We are all born originals, but we die as copies. This quote challenges us to reflect on how we adapt to the world around us and often end up hiding our true essence. When we think of extroverts, we tend to imagine someone open, sociable, always comfortable in any setting. But is that image really accurate? Or could it be that behind this outgoing behavior, the extrovert also hides a series of masks that protect them from their own vulnerabilities and inner shadows? In this video, we'll delve into the idea of the extrovert and their masks from Carl Jung's perspective. Jungian psychology invites us to look beyond appearances and uncover the hidden layers of the human psyche. Jung believed that we all develop personas, social masks we wear to adapt and survive in society. While these personas are necessary, they can also lead us away from our true nature when we over-identify with them. The extrovert, in particular, might use these masks as a way to avoid confronting their own insecurities and internal fears. In seeking acceptance and recognition, they project themselves into the world in ways that sometimes don't reflect who they truly are. Jung warns us about the dangers of fully identifying with this mask, as it can distance us from the process of individuation, the journey toward becoming our most authentic and integrated self. The path to authenticity is challenging, especially for those who are so accustomed to playing social roles that please others. Jung teaches us that to be truly free, we need to confront and integrate those parts of ourselves we'd rather hide, whether out of fear, shame, or a desire for acceptance. So how do these masks influence the extrovert's behavior, and what impact does that have on their psychological and spiritual growth? In this study, we'll dive deep into the role of the extrovert's masks, what they mean within the context of Jungian theory, and how they influence the journey of self-discovery and individuation. We'll question what it really means to be extroverted and whether this outward-facing energy is a genuine expression or a way to hide what we don't want others to see. In Carl Jung's typology system, the concepts of introversion and extroversion are fundamental to understanding the different orientations of the human psyche. According to Jung, extroversion is a psychic attitude that directs energy outward, toward the external world, people, and activities. Extroverts seek experiences and validation through interactions and achievements in their surroundings. However, this outward focus is not without its challenges, especially when we consider the construction of masks that the extrovert uses to handle their vulnerabilities. Jung introduced the concept of the persona, the social mask or role we develop to present ourselves to the world. The persona is a necessary part of our psyche, helping us adapt to social and cultural expectations. For the extrovert, the persona often manifests as a sociable, charming figure, always ready to please and connect with others. Yet this mask can become problematic when it turns into a barrier between the individual and their true nature. The problem arises when the extrovert identifies so deeply with this mask that they begin to believe it's all they are. Jung warned that when a person clings too tightly to their persona, they risk losing touch with other important parts of their psyche, like the shadow, the rejected or repressed aspects of themselves. For the extrovert, these shadows might include insecurities, fears of rejection, feelings of inadequacy, or even a profound loneliness that are skillfully hidden behind a facade of confidence and sociability. The extrovert's persona can act as a defense mechanism, shielding them from introspection and confronting their own darker emotions. Behind the smile, the enthusiasm, and the life of the party attitude, there might be a soul that fears rejection if they reveal their true feelings. Jung suggested that this inner division creates a tension in the psyche, which, if left unaddressed, can lead to feelings of alienation and an existential crisis. The extrovert, therefore, faces the challenge of balancing their need for connection with the external world and the need to explore their inner world. Integrating these two aspects is essential to the process of individuation, which is the ultimate goal of becoming a complete and authentic human being. This journey involves gradually removing these social masks and looking inward, confronting one's own vulnerabilities and fears. To better understand the extrovert's masks, let's explore a few practical examples that illustrate how these behaviors manifest in everyday life. Imagine a person named Lucas, a typical extrovert who's always surrounded by friends, attending social events, leading conversations, and being the life of the party. To everyone around him, Lucas seems extremely confident and self-assured. However, behind this vibrant image, he harbors a deep insecurity about being accepted for who he truly is. Lucas uses his extroverted persona as a way to protect himself. He believes that as long as he is entertaining others and receiving external validation, no one will notice his vulnerabilities. Over the years, he has developed this mask to avoid confronting feelings of inadequacy that arise when he's alone, without the distraction of social environments. Lucas's mask acts as a shield, hiding his fear that if others saw his weaknesses, they wouldn't accept him. Another example is Anna, a successful professional working in a large corporation. She is known for being assertive, charismatic, and always comfortable in meetings and networking events. But at the end of the day, when she's alone, Anna feels an inner emptiness, as if all her efforts to be social and communicative don't truly reflect who she is. She realizes that many of her interactions are superficial and that she rarely expresses her true thoughts or feelings, fearing that doing so might make her vulnerable. These examples show how the extrovert's masks can serve as defense mechanisms against emotional pain and the fear of rejection. By projecting an image of self-sufficiency and confidence, these individuals avoid dealing with the deeper aspects of their psyche. But the cost of this protection is high. The more Lucas and Anna identify with their personas, the further they distance themselves from their true emotional needs and authenticity. The key reflection here is the dissonance between the projected image and the internal reality. When the extrovert fully identifies with the mask, they risk suffocating their true nature, their deepest desires and emotions. For Lucas and Anna, healing begins when they recognize that their masks are only a part of who they are, not the entirety. This recognition is the first step toward integration and self-awareness. By accepting and confronting their masks, the extrovert embarks on a process that Jung called individuation, the journey toward becoming a more complete and authentic version of themselves. Individuation is the integration of the various parts of our being, including the shadows we deny or hide. For the extrovert, this means acknowledging that their persona is a construction that serves a social purpose, but does not define their true essence. Jung believed that the collective unconscious, made up of universal archetypes, plays a crucial role in how we develop and express ourselves in the world. Archetypes like the hero, the puer aeternus, eternal youth, or the jester often manifest in extroverted personas. These archetypal figures provide ways to connect with others and play social roles, but they can also trap the individual in repetitive patterns of behavior. For example, the hero archetype might lead the extrovert to constantly feel the need to be strong, brave, and always in control in any social situation. This creates internal pressure to never show weakness or vulnerability, as the hero's mask doesn't allow it. On the other hand, the jester or trickster archetype may cause the extrovert to use humor as a way to deflect attention from their own insecurities, avoiding serious or intimate conversations that might reveal their true feelings. Integrating these shadows involves recognizing that the roles we play are only part of a broader spectrum of our personality. Jung suggested that it's necessary to confront these denied parts to achieve a sense of wholeness. For the extrovert, this can be a challenging task, as it requires turning inward and facing the emotions and thoughts they typically try to avoid through social distractions. The healing process begins when the extrovert allows their vulnerabilities to be seen, when they dare to be authentic, even if that means risking rejection or disapproval from others. It is through this acceptance of one's weaknesses and connection with deeper emotions that true freedom starts to emerge. This is the path to transformation, breaking free from the prison of the persona and embracing a more genuine and integrated existence. As Jung often said, self-knowledge is the key to inner freedom, as it liberates us from the need to hide who we really are. Throughout this study of the extrovert's masks, we arrive at a fundamental truth proposed by Jung. True freedom is only possible when we accept our complexity and face our shadows. Jung reminds us that individuation is a journey not only of discovery, but also of deep acceptance of all parts of our being, both the ones we are proud of and those we'd rather keep hidden. For the extrovert, this process begins by recognizing that their social energy and vibrant interactions do not define their entire essence. There must be a balance between connecting with the external world and practicing introspection. The journey to becoming an authentic human being requires peeling back the hidden layers of the psyche, exploring fears and vulnerabilities, and allowing moments of reflective solitude where one can truly connect with oneself. Jung taught that by integrating our shadows and confronting our fears, we unlock a transformative power. For the extrovert, this means learning to use the mask not as a way to hide who they are, but as a tool for communication and interaction that can be removed when necessary. This freedom to be true to oneself, without the fear of external judgment or expectations, is the essence of the individuation process. The real challenge is to embrace vulnerability as an essential part of the human experience, to recognize that strength is not just about standing out socially, but also about being honest about one's emotions, insecurities, and deepest desires. The more the extrovert allows themselves to be authentic, the closer they come to their own essence and connect with others in a genuine and meaningful way. Carl Jung invites us to reflect on this idea: who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. This phrase captures the extrovert's challenge of moving away from external illusions and turning inward in search of their true essence. By doing so, they not only discover a new way of being, but also awaken to a richer, fuller life that is more connected to themselves and to others. Individuation is a continuous process, a journey that never truly ends. It's about becoming who you really are, freeing yourself from the masks you wear to please others or to shield yourself from your own vulnerabilities. And this freedom, this authenticity, is what ultimately makes us whole. May we all, extroverts or not, find the courage to face our shadows, to remove our masks, and to embrace the truth of who we are. Because in the end, true self-acceptance is what liberates us to live a full and meaningful life.